Hi you guys, welcome back to the Blaze Estate. My name is Erica Ricky Blaze, and today we're gonna be, I'm done. We're gonna be talking about cannabis and a possible upcoming recession. So as you know, the coronavirus is basically getting up a lot of people's money. Some people are laid off, some people are uncertain about their financial futures. A lot of things are in the air. There's a lot of anxiety, whether people want to admit it or not, but the question is kind of looming whether cannabis is a recession-proof industry or not. So by all accounts, it looks like we are headed into some type of depression, recession, something, but a lot of things are tumbling down essentially. And people want to know whether cannabis is going to tumble down with it. As far as I can see, cannabis, at least in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is listed as an essential business. It's also listed as an essential business in a lot of different other states. But for Massachusetts, it's essential for medicinal patients, not for adult use, recreational adult users, which poses a problem because look at Pure Oasis. They were open for what, 2 or 3 weeks, and now they have to close down. And that means all of their staff essentially is not getting paid. And the staff can't file for federal unemployment because cannabis is illegal at the federal level. So now you have a lot of people who are out of work and they can't really do much about it unless they have to rely on their savings or another vehicle. So this happened to Pure Oasis. That means a lot of the other adult users, a lot of dispensaries, but they're out in Western Mass, which is very far from Boston, and I don't like to drive that far. So I haven't really been there, but I've definitely been to NETA. That was like the first Boston area recreational dispensary. And then here comes Pure Oasis to open a year or two after. But yeah, well, the Commonwealth said cannabis is listed as an essential business. So let's check that out. Let's go to Brookline. Let's go to Brookline. Let's go down Route 9 or Harvard Ave, whichever way I'm gonna take on my truck. And let's check it out. Let's investigate to see what's NETA hitting for. All right, let's go to Brookline. Let's go to NETA. All right, you guys, I'm here at NETA, and you can see that you can see that the energy is completely different. There is nobody here in the line. It's completely different from what I'm used to. It's pretty much gone back to the same for before adult use was allowed here. So pretty normal, pretty quiet, not much going on, but they are open. Are you guys open for business? Medical only? Thank you. So yeah, this is it, but I really came out here to prove a point that is cannabis recession proof. Obviously it is, if they're gonna be open during the COVID-19. There's a cop here, but it's completely different. It's completely quiet, as you can see. Yeah, nobody's here. Oh my God, no lines, nothing. Oh well. Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
All right, you guys, we're back from NETA, and now let's talk about it. And we're back. So that was a neat trip into Brookline. Now, did I really have to go all the way to NETA to prove a point? Yes, I did, because we are on the Blaze Estate and you guys know I'm extra. But that was cool to see how NETA is. It's very, very lean. But I imagined all the dispensaries that have both medicinal and recreational that are co-located, I imagine them to be just as dead. So that was interesting. But yeah, back to the topic at hand, is cannabis recession proof. Basically, I've also been doing a lot of research. I've been researching online. I've been reading different articles. Forbes has a lot to say. about the cannabis industry right now, and from what I'm gathering, it seems that demand is stable. So basically, it's kind of like beep, 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 beep. It's kind of going along. Some dispensaries have noticed a rise in sales. The dispensaries that are really winning are the ones that have already implemented curbside delivery and curbside pickup. Really, the delivery companies, they're eating right now because they already had their infrastructure in place, and boom, Corona hits and they're already on it. I know a lot of other companies or other dispensaries now are starting to adopt the curbside pickup. So it's basically how quick can they adapt to it and get their product moving. So that's something that I noticed. But in terms of the demand specifics, the number one selling is still flower, which is kind of weird because we know Corona is like a respiratory illness. So people would be kind of funny around flowers and vapes, but it seems to be number one. And then number two rise in consumption are edibles, duh. As I've been showcasing on my show for many different episodes, edibles is they're very discreet. A lot of people won't be able to smoke in their cribs. I can't smoke in my crib. Or due to their living circumstance, they live with kids or whatever. Some people just can't really be out here toking like that. So edibles is definitely a great alternative. You can be very discreet, be high out of your mind, and no one will know. So yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say that shit's sweet. I gathered from one of those webinars that I was attending that they project cannabis consumption rates to increase by 9%, which is comparable to that same 9% that alcohol increased during the 2008 recession. So they're looking at something parallel to that. So with everything, there are pros and cons to being in the cannabis industry right now. One of the pros is definitely being open, especially if you are a medicinal dispensary. Massachusetts, I'm upset because Charlie Baker basically closed down all the adult use recreational dispensaries and they just left the medical. And it's like, are you serious? Like, look at Pure Oasis. They opened on March 9th and they had to close on March 24th. Not even a full month in business and they're already closing. Like, throw them a bone. Open up for the entire Commonwealth. I know there are dispensaries out in Western Mass that are adult use only and they're closed too. Like, let people make some money. Why not? Why not? And the thing is that other states are open, like California, Michigan, Illinois, Colorado, I think. Like, they have their adult use dispensaries open. So I'm not with that. NETA sent me an email yesterday to fill out a petition so it can reach Beacon Hill, and they're gonna send a letter to my representative or whatever. But yeah, it should be open. That's bad business, Charlie Baker. Like, why? Liquor stores are open, and I understand why liquor stores are open because some people have a serious dependency on alcohol and they need that. If they don't get that alcohol, their body will basically go into shock, and I understand that 100%. But I feel like recreational dispensaries should be open in that same vein. So I don't know, but hopefully the Cannabis Control Commission will be able to tap into Charlie Baker and have him change that policy, because I don't like that. Like, everyone else is thriving in different states. Like, why does Massachusetts have to be so conservative? Like, we're a Commonwealth, we don't even have happy hour. Like, come on. Another pro that I learned when I was researching online is that people are saying that because marijuana is deemed an essential industry or essential whatever, that is putting it on the fast track to legalization. And I was like, you think so at the federal level? But think about it, because if we did not have the coronavirus and everything was business as usual, it probably would have taken its like regular slow steps to getting legalized. But because now it's deemed essential and they're gonna see that it's gonna be like slightly more and more profitable, people are saying that it might fast track it to make it federally legal, which would be kind of wild, but I know we're years away from that. One of the cons of the marijuana industry is that you don't qualify for federal unemployment assistance because cannabis is illegal at the federal level. So inevitably, some companies have leaned out. It's not all gravy over there. Some companies, you know, some people have to make more sacrifices than others. Like, I'll say that. But yeah, some had to lean out, so some people got let go, and it's like you don't qualify for unemployment, so what do? You have to basically rely on your other sources of income, which I hope you do have. And the other con is like what I mentioned earlier, residents in Massachusetts don't have access to adult use dispensaries, which means inevitably, on the other hand, the illicit market sales are gonna shoot right up like it never left. So, you know, when you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other. When you don't accommodate people one way, they're gonna go another way to get their needs met. So that's life. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, my final thoughts to the question is cannabis recession-proof. I don't feel too strongly one way or another, honestly. On one hand, most vices are recession-proof. So on one hand, yeah, it's stable. On the other hand, prices are rising slightly, so that needs to be captured and acknowledged as well. But I would say it's recession safe. Like, it's a good wave to be on, you know, regardless. That's like something, I think it's a good wave to be on regardless. I think that it's recession safe. I don't want to polarize it one way or another. This is also like our first recession with cannabis being legal. So basically this is like the baseline. Everything afterwards, moving forward, will be based on this time period right here. So that's what makes it very interesting. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But watch it. Keep your eyes open. Watch the industry. Look at the numbers. Coming up really, really soon, I might do a stocks episode. I think I had that in the works. That was pretty much the reason why I wanted to start the show in the first place. I wanted this to be a show about cannabis investment stocks because I've definitely played and diddled. I definitely played and kind of dabbled in it from last summer. That's it, you guys. That's the video. I wanted to go on a little field trip. I wanted to basically throw that out there during this Corona time, and a lot of people are making money, a lot of people are losing money, and it's just a matter of perspective and seeing if you can recognize an opportunity when it falls in front of your face. All right, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye, you guys.